Hi everyone, welcome to DSDV class 176663. We will continue our module 1 topic. Okay, and we are in the part 1 of the module 1, that is introduction and design methodology. This is the lecture number 1F, a series of lecture we are going through in a part 1. Okay, this is a part 1, this is lecture 1F of the part 1, module 1. Okay, this lecture is about power means power consumption. Power is one of the requirement and major constraint in designing a digital circuit or digital system or embedded system, or it may be VLSI design, any design, it may be any digital design, any application. Power is one of the main constraint. Okay, area is also constraint, power is also one of the constraint, main constraint. Okay, we shall see the power consumption, different types of power consumptions in this lecture, and how to overcome them we'll see. Okay, I welcome you all to the lecture 1F of the module 1. The topic is power. Okay, many modern applications of digital circuits requires consideration of the power consumed and power dissipated. How much the circuits are taking the power and how much heat they are giving off. Okay, power consumption in simple, power consumption means how much current they are using, how much voltage they are using. Okay, and power dissipated means in general, not in technical, in general we'll understand the heat, the device which is producing the heat. Okay, so that you can understand the power why I'm giving the general meaning is you can understand the meaning of those, then we can go for the technical terms. Okay, power dissipation we can take as heat producing from the device. You might have observed your mobile phone getting heated. Okay, your laptop getting heated. Okay, when you're using for a long time, when you're using a mobile phone or laptop for a long time, you might have observed it is getting heated up. That is nothing but power is dissipated. Okay, power consumption in another general way, your battery life, you might have charged for 100% at 9 o'clock in the morning and you enter the college, and as a lunch break you can see your power has lowered down. It may be 98% or 72% or 80%. That is the power consumption, because the applications, the device, the components in the mobile has been using the power. The WhatsApp is using, the Bluetooth is using, whatever the application you're using, they're all using some amount of power. That is why your battery charge 100% is getting lowered. Okay, this is the general meaning of power consumption and power dissipation. Okay, then we will start this today's class. Okay. Power consumption arises through current being drawn from a constant voltage power supply. What we saw in the general meaning, power consumption means the amount of current is taking, amount of utilization of the current, amount of voltage power supply, amount of voltage taking from power supply. That's the same meaning, right? Okay, all gates and other digital electronic components in a circuit draw current. Okay, why they draw current? They do not draw the current simply. Okay, for there is a reason. Okay, why in a circuit, why in a design there should be a drawing of current to operate, to turn on the transistor, to turn on the transistors, to make the devices work. Okay, and as well as to switch input and output transistors, means to make the transistors work, the current will be drawn. Okay, what is the relation between power and current, by the way? Yes, P is equal to V, right? That is why we are talking power. We have mentioned power. Why we are talking current and voltage? Don't get don't get blank. Okay, because there is a relation between voltage, current, and power. Okay, we'll continue. Well, the current drawn for each gate is very small. The total current drawn by millions of them in a complete system can be many amperes. The first line is saying it may be the current drawn by some one transistor may be small. Okay, when there are millions of transistors in a circuit, each of the transistors current, small current will gets added up, so it may be very large. So when the current drawing is very large, when P is equal to Vi, power is equal to V into I. Okay, when that current is more, power will also more, consumption is also more, right? Then power consumption is also more. Then what is the value of this portable mobile, this handheld device mobile? Okay, it should operate for low voltage, right? When this mobile phone as a processor, that processor will be having millions, is based on IC, that processor is containing millions of transistors. It performs many applications. Okay, many millions of transistors, each of will be some block, one for camera function. Okay, one for screen function, one for receiver function, one for transfer function. Each of the blocks will be having many transistors. Each transistor is consuming the power and it is constantly producing the heat. So when there consuming the power, then we require more power to operate all this. So we don't want high voltage to operate our mobile device. We require a battery. The battery will be about some voltage, some less voltages. We require the our mobile to work with respect to battery power supply. The battery power supply is less, so we need to restrict the power. So we need to restrict the current. So so that is why we need to be very much aware about the power consumption and current. Okay, because the type of voltage we are battery using very less, 1.1 volt, 1.8 volt. Okay, like this, the power supply is very less, 1.1 volt and 1.8 volt we are using for a transistor to work. Okay, that is our, okay, we will continue. For example, when the power supply consists of batteries, in portable applications such as phones and notebook computers, reducing power consumption allows extended operating time. Or what is the last line, blocked line saying? Extended operating time means the durability of the device. It should comes for long time. Okay, hope this slide has cleared the what is the importance of power. Okay, next, the electrical power consumed by the current passing through resistance causes the circuit components to heat up. What we saw, this is about power dissipation. Okay, if the device is continuously turned on, for example, okay, and many applications are using WhatsApp is turned on, Facebook, will take the mobile phone only. WhatsApp is running the background, Facebook running in the background, Instagram running in the background, calculator running in the background, Google Chrome browser is running the background, Mozilla Firefox browser is running in the background. Okay, camera is turned on. Okay, PDF is turned on, Microsoft Word, everything, every application is turned on. Okay, and it's turned on for long amount of time. The power is getting consumed as the battery from 100% is going down 90%, 80%, 20%. What happens when 30%, 20% comes? You can feel the device getting heated up. The battery is draining, the device getting heated up. This is a power dissipation. The heat serves no useful purpose and must be exhausted from the circuit components. Okay, it may hamper the circuit performance also. Designers of the physical packaging of ICs and complete electronic systems determine the rate at which the thermal energy can be transferred to the surroundings. As circuit designers, we must ensure that we do not cause more power dissipation than the handled by the normal design, by the thermal design. Otherwise, the circuit will overheat and fail. If the more heat is there, more it is producing by the device, there may be chances of the circuit that the transistor may get damaged. It may not work properly because of more heat. The transistor, the PMOS or NMOS, whatever that it may be it may not work properly because they are because they are relation between the temperature. Okay, the last line is very funny. Puffs or blue smoke are usual sign of this happening. The last line should not be happened. Okay, you might have test for last line. Go and connect and don't do this. I will not explain. I'm just explaining what happens if you connect a resistor in your breadboard and you give more voltage. The resistor will get more voltage supply. It will not withhold. It will produce smoke. Means it will produce the device. The resistance will get damaged. The resistor will get damaged. Right. Similarly, this is somewhat example. Some line is funny, but don't try to do the experiment of increasing the voltage and ampering or damaging the component. Please be aware of the power consumption and power dissipation means. And we will see two types of power consumption. One is static power consumption and dynamic power consumption. Before knowing the static power consumption and dynamic power consumption, we will take an example of TV. Okay, you turn on your TV. Okay, and watch and change the channels. Okay, how to turn on the TV? First we'll turn on the switch. We'll switch on, then we will power off the TV. First step is switch on from the circuit board. Okay, first we will switch on, then that we will power on the TV. Second step, and third step we will be browsing the channels. And now you power off the TV and don't switch off the switch. Let the switch be in the on state. Okay, you can observe the TV is getting some amount of current. The TV is getting some, even though TV is in off state, but it is getting some amount of time. Means some small amount of current is flowing. That is called leakage current. Okay, that is called, you are not switched off the switch. The switch is on and TV is off. But when switch is on, there will be some small amount of current flowing, that is called leakage current. Okay, that is an example of a leakage current. And another example, same, you turn on the applications in a mobile and screen lock, keep the mobile in your bag. Okay, the before we'll take a second consideration. Take the mobile is 100% charged. Now you open some application, WhatsApp or any application, any YouTube any other application, Facebook, because YouTube will not even turn off the screen. When you lock the screen, YouTube will not run. You WhatsApp, turn on the WhatsApp, and you also turn on the Facebook also, and then lock the screen and let it keep it for half an hour. Then you check your battery power of the mobile. It will be reduced to 95% or 90%. Why? Because the applications are running in the background, they are consuming the power. Okay, they are consuming the power. Even though you are not using, they are consuming power. Why? Because the transistors are not turned on, they are not in the on state, they are not in the on state, but the applications are running in the background, they are consuming some power. So this is an example. Okay, that's an example about even though you are not using, some amount of battery is getting drained. Okay, we'll come back to the explanation. Okay, the first of these, okay, is static power consumption, and the second one is dynamic power consumption. In static power consumption, okay, when even though transistors are turned off, okay, and there is a small amount of current will be flowing between the terminals and between the wells. This is called leakage current. This type of power consumption, even though the transistors are turned off, is called as static power consumption. The static power consumption is nothing but when the transistors are turned off, there will be a small leakage current flowing in the transistor. This is called static power consumption. This is about power consumption when the transistors are off. And what about the next, dynamic power consumption? The dynamic power consumption is nothing but when the transistors are turned on, means when the transistors are working, okay, the PMOS transistor working, the NMOS transistor working. When they are working, the power consumed when the transistors are working, it's called dynamic power consumption. That is the general meaning. We'll see the technical term. Okay, consider the transistor. You can see the CMOS transistor there, combination of PMOS and NMOS. Okay, this circuit will be having an input and output. The input and output. Also, at the output we'll be having a capacitor. At the output we'll be having a load capacitor. This capacitor is charging and discharging. Okay, it will be from this charging and discharging of the capacitor, will be getting the output value. Okay, the charging and discharging of the load capacitance when the output switches between logic 0 and logic 1. Okay, that power consumption is called as dynamic power consumption. I repeat again, there's a capacitor at the output. Okay, there's a capacitor at the output. Okay, the charging and discharging of this capacitor, the charging and discharging of this load capacitance when the output switch between logic levels, when the output switch between logic 0 and logic 1, that power consumption is called as dynamic power consumption. Okay, you can see the when the PMOS is on, okay, you can see the charges flow from power supply to capacitance. This is called charging. The capacitor getting charging, and we'll getting the output logic high, logic 1. And when the NMOS is on, okay, when the capacitor is getting discharged, and we are getting logic 0. Okay, this power consumption switching from logic 0 to logic 1 at the output when capacitor charging and discharging take place, this is called dynamic power consumption. Okay, the first approximation, the static power consumption occurs continuously. It is independent of the circuit operation. It means even the device is off, there is some small amount of leakage current. That power consumption is called as static power consumption. When the transistors are off, the power consumed is called as static power consumption. Whereas dynamic power consumption depends on how frequently signals switch between logic levels. Okay, when transistors working and the outputs are switching the logic levels by charging and discharging capacitance, is called dynamic power consumption. Okay, as designers, we need to have control over both of these, static power consumption and dynamic power consumption. How to control this static power consumption and how to control this dynamic power consumption? Controlling of static power consumption. We can control static power consumption of the circuit by choosing components with low static power consumption, and in some cases by arranging for parts of circuits that are not needed for periods of time to be turned off. It means, it is saying, choose the transistors with less threshold voltage. Okay, so they produce less, very small leakage current. So if the leakage current is very small, then the static power consumption also very less. So we need to choose those type of transistors, transistors which produce very small leakage current. Okay, in that way we can control static power consumption. Then how to control the dynamic power consumption? Okay, by controlling the dynamic power consumption by reducing the number and frequency of signal transitions that must occur during circuit operation. What is this? What is it saying? It's saying, what is the dynamic power consumption? Output switching from logic low to logic high to logic low. That power consumption is called dynamic power consumption. They are saying that reduce the number and frequency of signal transitions, reduce the output switching from logic 0 to logic 1, logic high to logic 1. Okay, frequency means number, means reduce the number of switching, means logic high to logic low to high, logic high. Frequency means the time interval, reduce the time interval. It means don't give more time to switch from logic 0 to logic high. What is they saying means, the meaning is frequency. Meaning of frequency means, okay, the switching from logic high to logic low to logic high to logic low should be very small amount of time. This time duration should be very small. Okay, they are asking the frequency, mean to maintain that. Okay, to maintain that that time unit should be very less. To maintain that switching of logic 0 to logic high, make sure the switching from logic 0 to logic high will not take more amount of time. Okay, and this is what saying. Logic 0, logic high. What is saying? It's taking more amount of time. Make sure the switching is the switching amount should be less. Okay, you can see the amount is, the time is less, the time duration is less, whereas is more here more, here less. This switching from logic high to logic 0, here more, logic 0 to logic high is less. Make sure this time interval is less, so the power consumption, we can save the power getting consumed. Okay, make sure the switching of the logic 0 to logic 1 at the output, okay, that time interval should be very less. Means we need to control the rise time and fall time at the output. Okay, if you have less rise time and less fall time, okay, we can control the dynamic power consumption. Okay, this controlling of power consumption is becoming very much important. Why? Because we are using very high speed devices. For example, keypad mobile phone, smart mobile phone. Okay, very smart mobile phones. All these mobile phones should be able to perform many operations, and they should work in a faster way. Okay, they should produce the results faster. If you in WhatsApp, if you click the send button, it should instantly send. If we load the image, it should load the image. That is Facebook data, mobile internet data, but it should perform the operation. When we use calculator application in a mobile, and if you press equal button, it should produce the output instantaneously. Okay, like this. For example, timer. Okay, power consumption is very much important. Why power consumption is very much important? Because many applications are getting used. I said of WhatsApp sending, uploading, and that is to get an idea. But as we said, there is a combination of including many applications. Okay, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, calculator, Microsoft Word, Acrobat Reader, GPS camera. Okay, other applications, Kindle. All these applications can be installed in the mobile phone. All these applications will consume power. Okay, this power is operating with respect to battery. Battery operates for very less voltage. In that less voltage, 1.1 volt or 1.8 volt, here all applications should get the power, right? For that reason, the power consumption is getting very much important. Okay, computer based tools for power, and we can use how to determine um, which block to use will consume this much of power. Okay, for power analysis we can use computer based tools. Okay, uh, for power analysis and gaining in, we can use power analysis computer based tool for performing power analysis. Okay, and this computer based tool performing power analysis is getting more importance, it is gaining the importance. Okay, this is about power consumption and power dissipation, static power consumption and dynamic power consumption, and how to control them. We hope it has cleared. Okay, in the next class we'll study about the area and packaging. Thank you all.